Well, good morning. I'm going to walk around a little bit with you guys because I still have a few things to do for this morning before I get back to work. And man, today's actually supposed to be my day off, and I woke up so rejuvenated and amazingly so after I had 7 events across 3 days at 2 different venues to run. So, I don't know why people are honking at me on my property, but letting the chickens out. So I had my 7 different events actually in just 3 days, which was a little bit insane to be doing. Um, it was crazy, and I barely even made it through it. I'm sorry, just hold on one second. The mail person's here, and they're shouting at me. I wasn't expecting this. So I feel totally and completely rejuvenated after just a few hours of sleep. And why has this happened? I was like kind of dreading this weekend. And I decided to take a much different approach. Instead of looking at all these things that I have to do and all the responsibilities I have, I just kept asking myself, how can I make this fun? How can I make this playful? Like we do when we're kids. When we're kids, we have scenarios all the time that we actually create. When I was playing with G.I. Joes, they were at war, and it was fun to play war. Or my sister had Barbies, and she would have all kinds of dating scenarios and all kinds of things that they had to deal with. And it was insane because they would create, as a child, you create insane scenarios with little dolls and little models, or you play video games where you have this reset button. And we like these challenges and this insanity. But as adults, we start getting these challenges and insanity in the real life scenarios, and we think everything is at stake, and we start getting stressed out by it. Some of the smallest, most mundane things, rather than approaching it with this model of play, this model of fun. And it's so much more exciting when you do that. On my way to San Antonio Raceway yesterday, you know, I was thinking at first, very first, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to go up here. And I was thinking of every excuse of like why I could just take it easy and not have to go deal with my responsibilities and go make sure everything's running perfectly. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm going up there to make sure everybody's having a good time. Why can't I have a good time in doing this? And I started asking myself that question. How can I just make this more playful? And as I made this more playful, and I just started thinking of scenarios, you know what? I can get up there and I can just walk around and ask everybody if they're having fun. That's number one, right? And just by doing that, you start off a conversation that way. Like, are you having fun? And it helps people to get into that state of mind of having fun. And also it helps you to get that way of thinking. So all of a sudden I start doing this, right? I start working on ways I can do this. You know, I can get on the mic. I can make sure that everybody's having a good time and bring some camaraderie to this and bring some community to this, because it's an amazing drift. The drift community is really cool. It's just like the drag community. It's just like the motocross community. You guys all should get out together and party together. You guys are all into the same stuff. That adrenaline rush with motorsports and doing it in different ways. And it's so neat. And then all of a sudden, as I get on the mic and I'm going through this stuff, all of a sudden I come up with this great idea of doing a competition, because drift yesterday was just our practice drift. You just come out, go as fast as you can, grab your e-brake, slide your car sideways, get on the gas, slide around corners, and it's a really fun event. But we haven't done any competitions, and I decided, you know what, let's do a competition, and we're going to do this Viewer's Choice Award. And it was so incredibly cool. And I had lots of problems throughout the whole thing. The mic wasn't working from certain locations. There's people actually trying to undermine it and make my life more difficult. And people that actually work for me that should be helping. And instead, they were like running and hiding. And, you know, when you're dealing with that kind of stuff, it can get very frustrating. I was starting to get caught up in the moment and get frustrated. I had different people pulling at actually one person consistently pulling at my shirt, trying to talk to me about something that's going on with them. But I was trying to create something, right? So it created all these challenges but I just focused on like, how do I just make this fun? So I just started rambling and making jokes on the mic, even though a lot of them probably weren't funny, right? But just keeping that lightheartedness to these stressful situations, and opportunities just kept opening up and opening up. And the more stress, more of these little problems that cropped up, every time I got over one of them, it was like a whole level up. It was a whole new experience, right? So as soon as I got the mic situation sorted out, and I was able to be in the location I wanted to be in, and I didn't have to not watch the drifting while I was trying to announce, but I had to do that for a good half hour. As soon as I got that figured out, all of a sudden, the engagement level of the entire crowd tripled, maybe quadrupled. And then I actually made a mistake because we actually did viewer's choice, right? We did a viewer's choice award of who actually won the drift competition. And unbeknownst to me, the guy that the viewers chose actually got disqualified because he hit some cones. So I didn't realize this. And I went over to congratulate this person and found out that they didn't win because they got this disqualification. At least that's what I understand happened at this point. So we had to go do it again in this viewer's choice, and the crowd just went crazy. We had everybody revving their cars, screaming and hollering, and this thing was like, in the beginning, it seemed like it was doomed. It seemed like it was doomed. The mics didn't work. People weren't coming over to congregate in one area to get excited for the racers. But as I persevered through every one of the stumbling blocks, it didn't just get a little bit better, it got like a lot better. But it would have been very easy just to give up. It would have been, yeah, we're all beginners problems, right? But it would have been really easy just to give up. Like, you know what, this isn't working. And that voice came into my head. But I was like, you know, I'm having the mic, and these challenges that I'm having are actually fun. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to solve this puzzle. I'm trying to figure out a way to win this game. And if you approach your day with that, it doesn't matter if it's getting through your emails or getting with that annoying coworker or whatever your stuff you got to deal with, you're going to have it. You're going to have it with your spouse. You're going to have it with your kids. You're going to have it with your friends. You're going to have it. There's going to be issues that come up. But if you can look at that issue and be like, how can I, and just say this in your head, say it out loud. How can I make solving this problem fun for me? How can I approach this as if I was a kid playing in my sandbox with my G.I. Joes? That's what I did. So that's the one I use, right? What did you do when you were a kid when you had to solve these things? Did you just like go cry to your parents? Probably not. And if you did, then now's the time you get to change that and actually make some changes. Just really like approach things. Life is a freaking game. It's fun. All you got to do is approach it and keep asking that question. How do I make this fun? So just that's it. As soon as you have that stressful situation, as soon as you feel that anxiety, you know, you can take your deep breaths, you can do your meditations, you can write things down, you can do all kinds of things to manage your stress. But at the end of the day, you want to enjoy your life. So how do you enjoy your life? Make it fun, play, right? So remember what it's like to play. It takes some practice. I've been working on it for a while, and it just all clicked so well yesterday. I've been dealing with a ton of shitstorms over the last 2 weeks, and those close to me know what they are, and I'm not going to get into them. There's rumors all about in all kinds of places, and I can't wait to be able to share them with you, but I don't want to step on anybody's egos, so I'm not doing that until we have everything solved. But at the end of the day, each one of these little stressors is forcing me to step my game up in so many ways. And it's not even forcing anymore, because now I'm choosing to. So before I felt like it was really forcing me to, and I'm going to change that verbiage right now. I won't say that anymore. That's one of those things you listen to what you're saying and you realize. I'm getting to choose to now step up to these challenges, rise to these opportunities, and it's making me better. And you can do the same thing if you approach it with play and realize that it's not problems surrounding you, it's opportunities. And when you start looking at it that way, it will be more and more fun to solve these puzzles and these questions and these games, because life is your opportunity to make the best of it. And if you're not happy and enjoying it, that's on you. I hope that some of what I've said today can help you switch that, because I've been there. I promise you, I've been there, and I still get there sometimes now. It's all work, but well, it's not work, but it's there's still that nomenclature, the verbiage that we're using. It's all a practice, and it's all there for you to be able to grow into the best of what you can be. And yeah, Jane, absolutely. You know, keeping things lighthearted, having that positive attitude. Everybody's attitude around you will surround yours. So if you're surrounded by people that are negative, it's probably because you're getting negative. Once you just commit to being positive, those people will kind of drift away. So great there, Jane. Thanks for chiming in, Roll. And great to see you guys here. Appreciate you watching along. Go play today. Today's your day to play.